Hi, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to do MLA formatting on 3 different platforms. We're going to learn MLA formatting on the online Microsoft Word. We're also going to learn MLA formatting on Google Docs and then on the Microsoft Word app on the computer. So let's start with the one that I think most of us will have in common because we have this app through school. So if you go online to your Outlook Microsoft account, you'll be able to access Microsoft Word through that account. And you'll be able to get to a page that looks like this. On this page, you're going to click New Document to create your MLA formatted document. Okay, and then we're going to start by doing a couple of things. We're going to start with making our document. I'm going to go ahead and pin this bar up here. We're going to start by making our document, double spaced. So for that, we're going to go over here to this little bubble here where it says text alignment. This thing here, not alignment, sorry. Where'd it go? Oh, line spacing. Sorry, these 3 dots here in the corner, these 3 dots in the corner, and then line spacing. Line spacing. You're going to want to choose 2 or for double spaced. And then go back to that line spacing and make sure you click remove space after paragraph. You don't want the extra spaces that it will automatically put between after your paragraph. So you want double and then remove the space between those paragraphs. Okay, now I'm going to work on making my heading. My heading starts with the name of whoever's writing the paper. So this is where you put your name. Do your first and your last name here. So if my name was Karen Cucumber, I think I spelled cucumber wrong. All right. Then I would put my name there. The next line is for the teacher's name because you're most important as the author of the paper. I'm next most important as the person who assigned you the paper. So this is where you'll put my name. The next line is for your class period. So if you're in 7th grade English, you'll put 7th grade English and then your class hour. So maybe you're in 3rd hour or you're in 7th hour or you're in 8th hour. That's where that goes. Let's say I was in my British literature class, I would put British literature, and maybe I was in 2nd hour, I'd put 2nd hour. Then I'm going to put the date. Now, when you put the date, you don't do the whole thing with the forward slashes. You're actually going to write the date out, and it goes the day first, then the month, then the year. This date should be the day that the assignment is due. So if my assignment is due on October 15th, then I'm going to write 15 October 2021. If my assignment was due on the 10th of September, I'd put 10 September 2021. So that spot should be the day the assignment is due. And congratulations, you've just completed the heading. Now let's look at the title. To make the title, you're going to hit enter one more time after your heading, and then you're going to center it. You can center it by clicking Control E on your keyboard. You can also center it by going up to the top and where it says text alignment, you want the centered button, align center. That's where you're going to write your super cool, interesting title. Obviously, your title shouldn't actually be super cool, interesting title. It should follow the title instructions, which I've given you in class. You're going to make sure that that is that's centered, that it's not going to, you're not going to make it a larger size font. You're not going to change the font for it at all. You're not going to add extra space before it or extra space after it. You're not going to underline it. You're not going to make it bold. You just leave it. It should match the rest of your work. Then go ahead and hit enter once again. Now we need to start writing our actual paper. Don't forget, you have to go back to it being left aligned. So you can either click Control E on your keyboard again, or you can go up to the top again to text alignment, and you're going to make sure it's align left. Then on your keyboard, you're going to hit tab once. If you don't have a tab button on your keyboard, you can do the same thing roughly by hitting the space bar about 12 times. Then you're going to go ahead and start typing your essay at this point. So this is where your essay goes. I don't have a specific essay that I'm going to include, so I'm just going to put some random text here. If I had more than, well, let's do 2 paragraphs. Let's say I have 2 paragraphs and they're each 8 sentences. So I'm just going to include some random text. Oh no, so you'll notice when I inserted this text, it didn't double space it. This is what it will look like if it's not double spaced. This is what it'll look like if it is double spaced. I need to fix that. So I'm going to highlight all of that. I'm going to go back over to my line spacing. I'm going to make sure it's double spaced. And I'm going to make sure that I remove the space after the paragraph. Because you'll see, notice how the space between this paragraph, these lines here, and these lines here, this space here is bigger. We don't want that. So we have to get rid of that. So highlight everything. And line spacing. Hang on, it's going to make me add it and then get rid of it. Remove space after paragraph. And notice now that's even. Make sure again that you've indented each of your paragraphs. Don't forget to indent your paragraphs. It's important. All right, and now that part of my paper is mostly formatted correctly. The last thing I need to change is I need to change the font. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. Microsoft Word automatically makes Calibri or Calibri the automatic font. You want Times New Roman. So you're going to scroll down until you see Times New Roman. For you, it's probably way down at the bottom. You can also just type it in here at the top, Times New Roman. And then you also want that to be 12-point font. It's going to automatically be 11. You want it to be 12. What this does is it gives me more space to write comments in between the lines of your paper without it being a crazy amount of space. That's why you double space it and make it 12-point font. The last thing we need to add is the header. The header, that's going to be up at the top of the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Insert, and you're going to put Insert Page Number. You want the one that's on the right side, top right-hand side of the page. And you'll notice it'll pull up something like this. You want to add your last name. So if my last name is Cucumber, this is where I put my last name, and 1 space after my name. I also need to make sure the font on my last name and the number is going to be Times New Roman, 12-point font. So go back over and change the font and the font size. And then just double click anywhere else on your page so that you're no longer editing that. And you'll be like, oh no, it disappeared. It is still there, I promise you. It's just not going to show it to you all the time. You can double check by looking at, let me find where they put this button. If you go to print, oh no, it should be a print preview. You don't actually want to print it yet. Sorry, that was a lie. Don't do that. Sorry, it's canceling it. My computer gets really slow whenever you try to print anything. I lied to you. There should be a spot where you can find a print preview is what I was trying to get to. And on that preview, you should be able to see the header. So if you want to see view header and footer, you can also go to view and click view header and footer, and you'll be able to see, oh, no, it is still there, and it'll be there. Okay. All right, so that's how you format MLA formatting on the online Microsoft Word version. If you happen to be using Google Docs, you can go to Google Docs, create a blank document. And we're going to follow the same directions here. So we're going to go ahead and write your name, or the person whoever's writing the paper, and then the teacher's name, and then the class period that you're in. Maybe this time I'm taking, what's a fun course I could take? Hairdressing 101. 12th hour. Okay, and then you put the date. So let's say the date it was due would be September 10th. So I'm going to put 10 September 2011. Yeah, let's do 2011. It's actually 2021, but let's pretend it was 2011. Then I'm going to make my title. So I make it center aligned again. Create my title here. Okay, then I need to start where I write my paper. So make it left aligned, tab in once, and start writing your paper here in this spot. You want the first sentence to be your topic sentence. So I'm trying to type enough so that it gets me to the next line. Okay, cool. Don't forget. Okay. Now my next step is to make sure this has the correct font and the correct spacing. So highlight everything you've done and go to font up here. Choose Times New Roman. Again, yours is probably further down. You can also type it in this spot in order to find it. But I'm going to go Times New Roman, and then I need it to be 12-point font. The next thing I need to do is spacing. That's going to be this one here. Notice it has the arrows going up and down. Line spacing. I want double spaced. And the nice thing about Google Docs is it doesn't automatically add any extra spacing, so you don't have to worry about that. Then I need to create my header. I'm going to do that by clicking twice up here on the top. Or I can go up into Insert, and I want to insert a page number. So page number, and I want one at the top of the page. I do want my page number to be on the first page, so I'm going to click this one up here. And there's my page number. I need to move to the other side of the page number and then write my last name. And then, of course, highlight that and make sure you change the font to Times New Roman 12-point font. Click anywhere else on your page in order to get to the correct place. So that's how you make it on a Google Docs. Let's say I'm working on a Microsoft Word, but I have the app installed on my actual computer. For that, you're going to go to open up a new Microsoft Word document. It'll look something like this, depending on the version of Microsoft Word that you're using. You're going to, again, start by typing your name as the person who wrote the paper, the teacher's name, the class period that you're in, pet care, 17th hour. I take a lot of classes. The date that the assignment is due. This is going to be due on Christmas 2025. Oh no, I didn't capitalize December. Okay, and then you type in, of course, your title. You're going to center that. Again, you can click Control E, or you can go up here and center it. So wow, it's my title. Okay, and then you're going to hit enter again to go write your actual work. I'm just going to have an insert random text again. Okay, once you've actually done that, so I have my header, I have my title, I've written my essay. Now I go back through and I make sure, I've indented each paragraph. And I highlight everything because I need to change the font and I need to change the spacing. So I'm going to go Times New Roman. Again, for me, it's in the recently used fonts. For you, you might have to look for it. And then 12-point font. I also need to make sure I change my spacing, which you can find on line and paragraph spacing, or you can find it by clicking right click and going to paragraph, where you'll see all the spacing instructions there. These are a little more complex, so it might just be easier to go to here, line spacing double, and then remove space after paragraph. If you're doing it this way via paragraph, you can do it line spacing double and then don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Okay, then it's going to look like that. Now, of course, I need to add my header. So I go up here and I can double click twice up at the top to add that header. When I do that, it brings up page number right up here, so it's easy to find. Or I can go into insert, and underneath insert, find page number, and you want the one at the top of the page on the top right. Then, of course, I need to add my last name as the person who wrote it. I'm going to highlight that. I need to change the font to Times New Roman 12-point font. Double click anywhere else, and congratulations, you have created a paper. I can double check it. It's got my name, the teacher's name, the class I'm in, the hour I'm in, the date written out, day, month, year. The title of my paper, notice that's not a different size or a different font or not underlined or bolded. It looks the same as the rest of my paper, except it's centered. I've indented each of my paragraphs. There's no extra space between my paragraphs anywhere. It's all even. And that's how you create a MLA formatted document. Please message me on Schoology or email me if you have any questions about how to correctly do MLA format.